What is up, guys? My name is Jack Gardiner, and today I'm delighted to be showing you guys the brand new Daddario Pedal Tuner Plus. This thing, it's super sleek. I'm sure you guys may have seen my review of the Daddario original pedal tuner that was last year, I think, with the silver chassis. This one is essentially the same with a few cool extra features. You might think, oh, is this a clickbait title? You know, how will a tuner help me practice? Well, I'm sure we'll find out later on in the video. It's something that I find especially useful. What we basically have is similar to the last one in the sense that it has that really fast 32-bit processor, which we'll see properly in a minute. But we also have these two extra buttons on the side here. So we have basically the countdown button and the calibration button. Now, the calibration button enables us to change what reference pitch we want in terms of our tuning. You know, 440, we can change that to 420, 415, 475, things like this if we so desire. And the countdown feature, essentially that is where it will help us to practice. It will also help with our gigs. It acts as a timer essentially, which I think is super cool, and we're going to look at how we can use that with our practice in a minute. The other thing I should mention is that it is a buffer as well. It contains a high quality buffer within it. So that basically means that, you know, if you're running long cables or you've got a number of pedals on your board, the signal doesn't degrade, it doesn't get weaker, and it actually preserves the true signal, shall we say, or helps to preserve the true signal. So without further ado then, guys, let's take a look at it when it's actually plugged in and how we can use it, not just as a tuner, but also to help us with our practice routine. Okay then, guys, so I actually have new strings on this Ibanez AZ2404-B, and they are Daddario NYXL10-46 for anyone who's interested. But basically then, let's take a look at how it looks when we turn it on. So currently the pedal is bypassed, so if I turn this on, we'll see that's a lovely bright LED display. You'll be able to see that regardless of the lighting conditions. It also flashed with 440. I know that's disappeared now, but that just lets me know what I'm actually tuning to. Now, it's worth me pointing out before we actually look at the tuning itself that on the side, I mentioned earlier that we have two buttons, the countdown button and the calibration button. So essentially, just before I tune here, if I wanted to, I can change what tuning pitch I'm going to go to. So I could actually go to 470, I think is the top, but you can either click it once or hold it and it will go all the way. Essentially, you can change what pitch we'd like to go to. I think 475 is the top, yeah, and 415 is the lowest. I don't actually use that, but it's nice to have the option. I'm just going to keep it stuck at 440 for the purpose of this. We'll talk about the other button in a second, but first, I just want to show you guys how quickly this responds. This is that 32-bit processor from the previous model, really showing how it shines here. So I'm just going to quickly tune and see how quick this is. Now, if I was to play lots of notes, check this out. That's crazy how quickly that responds, I think anyway. I think that's just insane. And I love the display. It's nice and easy to understand, and it's super accurate, obviously. But yeah, I just find that incredible that it can keep up with crazy lines. It's insane. But yeah, that just shows off, I guess, how quickly the processor actually is in this thing. Now, the other button on the side then was the countdown button. And this is where I think this pedal is such a valuable tool, not only for gigging musicians, working musicians, but also for us who want to practice at home. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes what I'll do if I really want to focus on a practice session is I usually set a timer on my phone. But the issue with that is that unless I put it into airplane mode, I'm going to get notifications all the time and it's going to distract me. I'm going to be looking, checking the phone all the time. That's just not good. This kind of negates the need for that with this countdown timer. So not only would it help if you were in a gigging situation whereby, you know, you need to know exactly how long is left. I've been there before where singers want to carry on and I'm like, dude, we've finished, come on, let's go. So now there's no excuse. Essentially what this does is it will show the timer. So in order to engage the countdown timer then, all I need to do is make sure that the pedal is actually off, it's bypassed. Then what I'll do is click the little countdown button on the side here, and it shows me an interval of 5. So currently it's set to 25. This goes all the way up to, I think, 120 minutes. I can hold that down for it to cycle, yeah. And we'll see all the way down to 5 minutes. Now, what is brilliant about this is that if, say, we are at 5 minutes, it actually gives us a warning sign. It should flash red now if I let that go. So that is now set at 5 minutes. And we'll see how this now should, if I click it one more time, basically flash and tell me. So when it's red and it's flashing like that, that shows me that I have 5 minutes left, essentially. Now, if I just play a little bit for you guys, and you'll see how this timer goes down in intervals, hopefully after a minute. So let's give this a go. So as you see, eventually that will run all the way down to 0, and it will continue to flash basically to tell you that, you know, come on, time's up essentially. The cool thing is if I was to turn that on and I needed to tune, I can go into this and tune again. And then essentially come out of it and it's still timing. It doesn't disappear. So that will continue forever. I'm not sure with me talking now that will work, but I'll let that run and I'll film so that you guys can see what it looks like when it runs out. But essentially that kind of wraps it up. I think for me, when I'm practicing, I really want as minimal distractions as possible. And this kind of provides that. So not only is it amazing for gigs if you are like working, you know, as a cover band or, you know, as a cover musician kind of thing, shall we say, doing the covers gigs, helping you to kind of time your sets and things like this. It also acts as a practice tool, which I think is incredible, especially something as important as a tuner, which is something we all need. Last thing I want to say, guys, is just, I think where this really is cool as well is how small it is. The vertical nature of this pedal means that you can really have as much pedal ball real estate as you need. If you like, you know, there's nothing worse than when you're trying to fit on one last pedal and you've only got this tiny little vertical strip left on the board. This enables us to kind of mix and match that. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little walkthrough. I would highly recommend checking it out, especially now that gigs seem to be a lot closer. If you are looking to, you know, rebuild that pedal board, then I think this tuner is definitely going to be a great addition. So if you do want to check it out, please do check the links below. Any questions as well, please, I would love to help you guys out. So guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click that little bell for notifications. My name is Jack Gardiner. This was the brand new Daddario pedal tuner. Till next time, cheers.